Good evening. I'm Liz Soragni, FARA Associate Director of Research.
And my name is Shandra Trantham, and I'm an FA Patient and Genetics PhD student at the University of Florida. We're going to tell you all about the kinds of research that Money Raised Tonight helps FARA fund.
The goal of the FARA grant program is to advance knowledge of FA and therapeutic development. The program is designed to fund investigators in the FA field, both in academia and industry, to support established and new investigators, and to promote collaborations among scientists. Scientists funded by FARA are trying to understand neurodegeneration in FA and the mechanism of cardiomyopathy. By using brain and heart cells grown in a dish and animal models, we want to understand how the loss of frataxin affects the brain and the heart. FARA's aim is also to promote basic research on the molecular basis of FA, which means understanding the normal function of the frataxin protein, what its role in the cell is, and why it is so important. We also want to understand why the frataxin gene does not function properly, because this can give us clues on how to reactivate it.
So as patients, we tend to think important research involves discovering and testing drugs that might help us. But we need to understand that to look for solutions, we first have to understand the problems, which is why research in those categories is so important. And we've seen that FA is multifaceted, and therefore there are multiple different approaches that we can and are taking to try to slow, stop, and reverse FA. So this leads into the next categories, which Liz will now discuss.
An important research area is drug discovery. FARA supports researchers who are looking for ways to increase frataxin, to bypass its need in the cell, to restore the function of the gene, or correct the consequences of frataxin loss. FARA also aims at facilitating the drug development process and translational research by supporting promising therapeutic discoveries and the development of methods that can be used in clinical trials. These include ways of measuring frataxin in the brain and heart, and the identification of new markers to evaluate the response to drugs during clinical trials.
So this category and drug discovery really go hand in hand, because drug discovery research can produce a lot of candidates for treatments that may look promising, but when they go ahead and test them, they actually may find that only a few prove to be effective. So this category supports research that can help us find those promising drugs faster and more confidently so they can get to us quicker.
And finally, FARA funds clinical research, like natural history studies that follow the disease progression over time, and the identification of measures and tests that can be used to quantify changes in the disease progression as a consequence of the administration of a drug.
So as you've heard, research in all of these categories plays an important role in developing a treatment. So thank you for helping FARA help us find a cure.